It's TLB time!
TLB time.
And it's finally set review.
Yeah.
Because today, full spoiler, a few hours ago, now we have looked at all the cards for the first time. Commons and uncommons, I should say. And tried to decide the 5 best commons for each color.
Yep.
And the top 3 uncommons for each color.
Yep.
And we usually just start with white.
I mean, we've done these. I think this is like our
fifth
maybe, yeah. And we usually have some hits and misses.
Yeah, but I think we're getting better.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, the first time I think we missed a few things, and there's always been like one obvious card in one of the colors that we have either done wrong or missed. But yeah, it felt this time like we could even maybe dip into some of the new things, even though we are a bit hesitant to dive into new mechanics.
Yeah.
Because just look at Revolt, for example, from Ada Revolt. It didn't work.
No, it didn't
So
work.
that's why it's easier to pick, this is a good removal spell, over this has a weird exert thing that might be good or not.
Yeah, sure.
But we'll see. We'll try to balance that scale.
And we're starting off with white.
Commons. And on number 5, we have the card...
Supply Caravan.
Yeah, so that's a 5 mana 3/5 camel. And when it enters the battlefield, if you control a tapped creature, which you might have, you get the bonus 1/1.
Yeah.
With vigilance too. So I mean, 5 mana 3/5 is a good blocker, and you might get another body.
Yeah, exactly.
So just a solid limited playable, I would say.
Solid card.
And yeah, we'll come into that later, I guess. But a lot of the colors seem very deep.
Yeah.
White, for example, I think we counted up 13 good playables just at common.
Yep.
But keep going.
So on number 4 we have Sparring Mummy. So it's a 4 mana 3/3 zombie, which is, I guess, relevant in this set.
Yeah, there is a zombie deck.
Yeah, but when it enters the battlefield, you untap target creature, and as we said before, there are some exert cards.
Yeah, but because on the surface, I mean, a 4 mana 3/3, even though it is a relevant creature type, is just a hill giant.
Yes.
But we're trying to see this combined with colors that has a lot of exert. And then you could go, a white has a lot of exert, and red, for example.
Yep.
So maybe you can go 3-drop. There's a guy that gets +1/+0 in first strike, for example. You attack with a 4/1 first strike, they can block. You play the mummy, untap that, and it doesn't keep itself locked down for an extra turn. So it could be an aggressive way.
We think it should work very good in those decks.
There are several 2 and 3 drops that have exert, and that's why the mummy might just be a good 4-drop with synergy.
Yeah, good on the curve.
So number 3, here we have, I guess it's close to the uncommon from last set, the Pacification Array, but this is a white card. It's Fan Bearer. It's 1 mana, which is good for a 1/2, which is common for tappers. And it has 2 generic and 2 colorless to tap, which is, it's not cheap, but it looks like this format is pretty slow. It looks like there will be mana sinks and expensive cards that will be cast, and having a tapper around seems good. Obviously there will be aggressive decks in the format too, but the Pacification Array showed up to be pretty good. So I think Fanbearer is fine. And it's a zombie, which is also relevant.
It could be relevant.
Yeah.
Number 2, we have a card called Unwavering Initiate.
Yep.
So this is a 3 mana 3/2 vigilance.
Solid.
Which is solid on the just like that. But it also has Embalm, which 4 and a white. So you can cast it from your graveyard for 5 mana, and it enters the battlefield.
No, you exile it from the graveyard and you get a token instead.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But basically Embalm is close to earlier when you had other ways to get back stuff from the graveyard.
Yep.
Or you could convert them into spirits or whatever.
It's like you flashback it.
It's always good to have value from the graveyard.
Yes.
And getting to play stuff again. Yeah. Even though for a cheap... Because you probably have 5 mana when it dies.
I mean, the vigilance isn't super relevant.
No,
but it's still fine.
It's a fine attacker and can also be a good blocker then at the same time.
Yes.
Number 1, we put the pacifism effect of this format. Compulsory rest.
Yep.
2 mana, can't attack or block like the original card, but the opponent that has it on its creature can get a little value by sacking its creature and gain 2 life. So it's like they have some upside, but even if they do it, then you at least know that they won't be able to get it back later.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless itself has embalm and then they can get value from it, I guess. But still, I mean, it can be a blowout.
You need to have a look. I mean, you maybe you don't put this on an embalmed creature
unless you can go for the win or is about to die. But that was all for the common. We're moving on to uncommon.
And on number 3, we were actually choosing between 2 cards, but we chose Seraph of the Suns.
Yep.
Which is pretty expensive. 7 mana for a 4/4 flying indestructible.
And this was, I guess, based on... For the first, I mean, having a 4/4 flying indestructible is super annoying, even though there are exile effects in black. But still, it's hard to kill.
Yeah, it's hard to kill.
And 7 mana is a lot, but compared to either Revolt, which was pretty fast, it looks like they have slowed it down a bit.
Yes.
And then maybe this can still be just a fine finisher.
It's super annoying.
We were choosing between that and True Heart Duelist, which is more like a bear with upside.
Yeah.
Which obviously is always playable, but we went for more power this time.
Yes, we did.
Number 2, we have Oketra's Attendant. And this is pretty flexible because it's a 5 mana 3/3 flying, which is a fine card in limited. It has cycling 2, which is great because it can help you from getting mana screwed, for example.
Yep.
And it also has the new mechanic Embalm, so even if they kill the 3/3 flyer, you can get it back for
5. It's
the same cost. 3 and 2. So it's basically like you can cast this guy twice.
Yes. So the great part about it is if you cycle it, you can still cast it later.
Yeah. Also, so you can fix your mana early and still get the card later.
Exactly.
For the same casting cost. So I think this looks very good.
It looks very good. And on number 1, we have a card called Cast Out, probably the best uncommon in the set.
Might be.
So it's a 4 mana enchantment with flash, and when it enters the battlefield, it's an O-ring basically, Oblivion Ring.
Oblivion Ring with flash.
Yeah, but you can also cycle it for a white if you need to find the land drops, I guess.
Yeah, cycling 1 is always great because you can keep like a 2-lander with curve starting on 3, and even if the top of your deck is bad to you, you can still just cycle away something and find the 3rd land in time.
Yep.
And this will also have applications in Constructed, I think, because of... I mean, it's like Anguished Unmaking and cards like that. So
as we said before, white looks pretty deep on commons and uncommons.
A lot of limited playables.
Yeah.
So I guess if we just for a brief moment think about sealed, white, if you have a lot of white cards in a pool, it might also be very deep.
Yeah.
Because of, I mean, like red was in Aether Revolt, a lot of good commons.
Yes.
White looks like that here
and,
so far.
And we, as we said before, with the exert cards, there are like 3 good exert cards on white common that we didn't really... I mean, we didn't pick them in here.
They didn't look that overwhelming, but they might be in the right deck.
Exactly. So that was it for white.
Moving on to next video is blue.
Yes.
See you there.
Bye-bye. Bye.